the crux of the idea is really coming from myself and Django's relationship to the West Country. When I was 9 years old and my father passed away, my teacher took a bunch of us to Somerset. We spent the 6 weeks holidays traveling around Devon, Cornwall. We were based in a pub in Bridgewater. As you can imagine, for a 9-year-old kid from Hackney, it was life-changing. I'm still in touch with my teacher as well, actually. You know, I still speak to her on social media. And I remember performing in the pub as well, singing. I could do that gravel Louis Armstrong voice when I was 9 years old. You know, they give me like a penny or whatever it was at the time. That was my first, if I could call it a professional gig, when I was 9, singing in a pub.
Amazing. So Cleveland called me out of the blue and said, I believe we have a connection to the West Country. And we had a little chat about it. I mean, my story is less dramatic, but the place is really part of my life from the beginning on. The first time I went there, my parents, who always wanted to make things a little bit more complicated than they needed to be, they attached a sidecar to a bicycle and they cycled with 2 kids to Cornwall. It took about 2 weeks. That's just ridiculous. But when I think about that, you know, always making things more difficult than they need to be, I think I've carried that on musically, but that's because I love a kind of certain kind of challenge. Yeah, so Cleveland's telling me this story on the phone, and then I say, so how does that song go?
That's right. There's a folk song that her father used to sing, and for some reason I never forgot it. And it goes, I know where those blackbirds be. He be in the wurzel tree, and I be at her. For he sees I, and I sees he, and we both sees tother. With fork in one hand and knife in the other, blackbird I'll have he. Why I remember that, I don't know. I mean, I was 9 years old, and I could still hear his voice saying it. So it made a huge impression. So I remember when I did a gig near Bridgewater, my former teacher came to the gig, and, you know, I recited that. And, you know, they were all kind of amazed and laughing, you know, that I could remember something like that. So we're snatching themes here, you know, we're looking at themes and ideas based on our different connections with that part of the world.